live for profits
Yes.
online. So dive into that. What's that mean?
Something to live for is one of the things. It's like, are you ready to live for a bigger purpose? And that's just kind of something I took with. I found it maybe 8 years ago, and I just stuck with it when I first made my social media, and now I'm just running with it.
You do like reviews and stuff now?
So it's the Amazon Influencer Program. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm teaching people to do. The most incredible opportunity I've ever seen in my life. In short, people are paying you. You're getting commissions if, like this pot right here, this is sold on Amazon, and I shared my 30-second opinion on it. I could post it to the product page. So if you go on Amazon, watch that video, and then purchase it, I get a commission.
All right, guys, welcome back to episode 4 of the Yen Podcast. And today I'm here with a man with the best name in the world. His name is Matt. So Matt, welcome to the podcast. Awesome. And thank you for being here. Thanks for
having me on.
Yeah, thank you for sacrificing some time to be here. And why don't we start off by you just telling us a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Matt, live for profit online, but I am a serial entrepreneur in a way. I have 5 different companies that I've been kind of working on the past 4 years to hopefully build something out of it.
Awesome. How old are you? You said you were 22?
I'm 22. I turned 23 in September.
That's awesome. September what?
30th.
Happy birthday, bro.
Thank you.
I'm December 30th, so a couple months from you. I'm a little bit older, 28. Or going to be 28, 27 currently. But so you said live for profits online.
With the number 4.
With the number 4. Okay. So dive into that. What's that mean?
Yeah, so it's just, it's something to live for is one of the things. It's like, are you ready to live for a bigger purpose? And that's just kind of something I took with. I found it maybe 8 years ago, and I just stuck with it when I first made my social media, and now I'm just running with it.
Nice. When did you first make your social media?
It was 2019, maybe 2018 something, because that's when I first started. I started right away. I was just selling random things on eBay. It was right before the pandemic. I was flipping it was Godzilla and the Monsters movie, King Kong and Godzilla movie. So they were having toys, and I was flipping those on eBay, and that's when I first kind of started documenting the journey, because I think it's really important for me, especially.
Yeah, for sure.
I can look back and kind of reflect on it, especially when I'm teaching other people the stuff I do. I can say, hey, I was there at one point now, and look where I am now. So.
Yeah, definitely. So you started back in 2019. Is that when your entrepreneurial journey started too?
I would say so.
Okay. What sparked it?
Just looking for something to do, because actually when I first, because I went to Pitt for college, I was going to be a dentist.
Gotcha.
So it was like,
you have good teeth.
Yeah, thank you. You too. But that's what I wanted to do, or at least I thought I wanted to do. But I wasn't 100% sure. Schooling wasn't my thing exactly. So I was like, I want something else. I want to play with something else in my free time to see if I can make something out for myself.
Cool. That's awesome. So you started off with eBay, and then what did that evolve into?
So that evolved into Amazon. So I started doing Amazon FBA, which is, for people that don't know, around 70% of the stuff you're buying on Amazon is actually coming from someone like me. Around 30% is actually being sold by Amazon themselves. So you have the ability as a company to go through and sell your product, find wholesalers, distributors, work with them, and resell the products on Amazon.com. So that's something I did. I was flipping products, going into Walmart. Instead of selling on eBay, you can sell it for way more on Amazon. So that was the pivotal point where I stopped selling on eBay. Actually, I got banned from selling on eBay, but we'll get into that. And then I started selling it on Amazon for more money, which higher my profit margin.
Gotcha. So all right, so let's back up a little bit. How did you get into that? Was it something you saw online, like a friend?
Yeah, so I started, it was a hard way. So I bought a little mentorship. It wasn't crazy. It was maybe $500 to $1,000. So it was just a basic one, but it was private label. And what that is pretty much taking a generic product from China, slapping your own brand name on it, and trying to sell it online. Ultimately, I failed. I wasted $1,000. I couldn't figure it out. I'm not good at it. I'm actually trying again now.
Nice.
A little bit further in the game. But I tried, didn't work out. So instead of giving up, I decided to pivot. And that's what turned into retail arbitrage, which was going to Walmart, purchasing those products and flipping them on Amazon.
Gotcha. So what was the product?
So it was everything. The big one I started with was right when COVID hit, right? Everyone wanted weights and pulls. So I was going to every store, every Big Lots, Walmart, everything. Rural King, I got banned from Dick's. Escorted out of Rural King 3 times, just buying all their chlorine, pulls, weight sets, and then flipping it on Facebook Marketplace and Amazon, because it was supply and demand.
Yeah,
so I was able to sell these pulls for 3-4x what they're going for and ship them out of my garage.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a blast.
Yeah, I feel like COVID was a bad time, but for a lot of people, especially even just on this podcast, we're on episode 4, and I think almost everyone so far I've interviewed kind of had something pivotal happen in that time frame where they like started a business or they got serious about their business or whatever.
Like time.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm for that moment. I mean, it's a terrible thing, but I was thankful in that time that it kind of opened my eyes up in a sense. It was an eye-opening moment. Of like, hey, no one's coming to save me. I need to make a way for myself, and that's when I put my head down and tried to make something of it.
Yeah, I wish I could say I did the same, but I just got married in November 2019. We went to Aruba in January for our honeymoon, and I remember sitting at a pool bar with Amanda, and she was like, oh my gosh, what is that? And it was like plastered on the news. It was like COVID, first case in California. She was all scared. I was like, nothing will happen. I was like, it'll be all right. It wasn't all right. We signed a lease actually a week before lockdown for a furniture store down in New Brighton. And then we weren't able to open till like end of August. But I wish I could say I did a lot more during COVID. I would say during COVID, man, I feel like I'm not even a video game player, but like I got into like Call of Duty. Oh, dude,
it's hard not to.
Yeah, it was so bad. I don't play Call of Duty or really any video games anymore, but yeah, not the best years for me. But I'm glad for a lot of people.
Pleasure never hurt.
Yeah, for sure. I don't even know how I got here, but
we're here now.
But so, all right, so that's cool. So you started off kind of with like eBay, which is kind of cool because that's kind of how I started off too. Back, I was like 6 years old, and my dad taught me how to sell on eBay. So the first thing I ever sold on eBay was a stopwatch, and my dad was like trusted me to package it. So I listed it, and I sold it. I packaged it. Came back a few days later, broken. So I had to give the guy a return. But my dad taught me a valuable lesson. He said, even though it's broken, you could still list it for parts. Gotcha. So I listed it for parts, and I almost sold it for as much as I sold it when it was working, which was really cool. Yeah. But so that's kind of how I started out, was eBay as well, just going to yard sales and estate sales and buying and flipping. And I did that up until like, honestly, like a couple years ago. I always did it even as just like a side thing. But it's a great start. You don't need a lot of
money to do it. I mean, what I was selling is I was selling Mad magazines. So I had a whole collection when I was younger, like Mad magazines. So I was just flipping them, $6-8 a pop on eBay. But if I 50 of them, it adds up. Yeah, 100%. And that's what was able to. I took that money, went to Walmart, bought that, and then it just kind of cycles, and you just rinse and repeat.
Yeah, for sure. What was your bet? What's like your biggest sale on eBay?
On eBay, crazy? So this is where I get into getting banned. So I got into the liquidation closeouts, OS&D freight, which is surplus and damaged freight. So there's people that have contracts, and so I got networked with one, and he sold me this pallet of Magic the Gathering trading cards. I got them. They were they were $100, $109 retail. I was selling them for like $85.90 on eBay, but I bought them for like $40. So I was selling them. I had a whole pallet of them, which is like hundreds of boxes. So eBay, you have like limits and stuff. So I'm selling and they're selling, and I wake up and it's like $4,000 of sales overnight. Wow. And I was like, wow, this is crazy. I have a lot of orders. I'm excited. And then eBay comes in and we're like, hey, I need to see your receipt for that. These are fake. And I'm like, they're not fake. Man. They're completely legit. But it was OS&D freight. I had nothing to show. Yeah. So essentially, account went down. No customers complained. I had to sell the rest on Facebook Marketplace.
That's crazy.
And got the money eventually, luckily.
Well, that's good.
But that was the end of eBay.
Yeah, that's crazy. Dude, so I bought a couple of Louis Vuitton purses before in Cranberry.
That's what's the tricky stuff.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, and I thought they were legit. Like the lady was like, she's like in a nice house, and she's like, I asked her, I was like, are they real? She's like, oh yeah, I got them for the Louis Vuitton store out. Dude, I sold one.
You don't know any better.
Yeah, so I sold one, and I sold it for like almost, I think it was like $950 or something like that. And then a few weeks later, I listed the other one, and I sold it for $2,000.
Holy crap, for a purse.
Yeah, but then the guy, right before I went to ship it, he sent me this long message with how to spot a fake. Long story short, they both ended up being fakes. So I couldn't sell that one. So I actually ended up selling it on Marketplace as a fake. Like I let people know. And then the black one that I sold, like, ended up being like a month like prior to that afterwards. And then like a year later, the person that bought the black one was like, I just wanted to let you know that I just found out that this is a fake. They were like, I'm not asking for a refund, but I just want to let you know.
At least they were casual.
Yeah, I know, literally. I mean, it's all, you buy Louis Vuitton, whether it's real or fake, probably doing it for the clout, to be honest. So as long as other people think it's real, I feel like people don't really care.
I don't know if she found out.
Yeah. But so I'm going to backtrack, go back into the Amazon stuff. So how many years have you been doing the Amazon stuff?
So the Amazon, I'm just kind of slowly starting. I'm not really doing it that much anymore, which we can get into. That's a whole nother catastrophe. But the Amazon, I was doing it really until last November. Really. So I was doing it for quite a while. We were very successful in that space. Where I put all my money, I was taking loans out, and we were able to build it up to multiple 7 figures on Amazon. So we were very successful on the space, and now we're just kind of found more opportunities, new opportunities, which we can get into.
Yeah. So do you do, I was creeping on you a little bit. I saw you do like reviews and stuff now.
Yeah. So that is a whole nother, that's what I'm mainly doing. If you want to get into that. So it's the Amazon influencer program. That's what, I'm doing. That's what I'm teaching people to do. It's the most incredible opportunity that I've ever seen in my life. So in short, people are paying you, you're getting commissions if, like this pot right here, if this is sold on Amazon and I shared my 30-second opinion on it, I could post it to the product page. So if you go on Amazon, watch that video, and then purchase it, I get a commission.
That's pretty cool.
It's insane.
That's wild. So what do you just like buy stuff?
Everything and anything. These cameras, I'll probably hit a review on my way out. It's the expensive stuff, anything and everything. Take a review of it, post it. I've had 5,000 reviews at this point, so it adds up. And the nice thing is, I like to say Amazon's a search engine. It's not like TikTok. It's more like YouTube. So this video is never going to die. Now, the difference between this and, let's say, TikTok Shop, if I'm trying to get affiliate marketing for TikTok or Instagram or whatever it is, those videos will peak and then slowly die off.
Yeah.
Now, if you're on YouTube or Amazon, those videos are always going to be either ranking or not there.
Yeah,
so as long as the opportunity is there, my videos will be up and making commissions while I sleep.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So anyone can do that. Anyone can do this.
Yes.
So what do you do? How do you get into it? Do you is it like somewhere, do you access it through just like Amazon.com?
Yeah, so it's the Amazon Influencer Program. You can just Google it, sign up. You have to sign up with your social media, and we have, I put out so many free guides, and we have our masterclass as well that's going to be relaunching here. But pretty much if you have, any established Instagram account, now you don't need one, and we show you how to get around that. But for me, since I had a little bit of a social media presence already, I was able to take my Instagram account, sign in through, Amazon, say, hey, this is me. They approved me automatically, where I got to go through and start posting videos.
Cool. That's pretty awesome.
It is. I've never seen anything like it because you don't have to drive any traffic. Because the difference is like if you're trying to sell a product or commissions like TikTok, you have to really focus on hooks, a good script and everything. Now if you're going to buy this pot, it's on the listing.
Yeah.
You're only on the listing if you're already looking to buy that product. Mm-hmm. And even if you don't, let's say you watch my video on this product and then you go buy a one with the black pot, I still get commissions for that because it's in the same category.
Nice. That's pretty cool.
It's insane.
So let's say, you said that on social media, you're like helping people, you do like master classes, something like that. So do you also get commission when someone signs up under you?
No. I don't get any commissions for that. No, that's all free guides. So we do that on top of UGC, which is user generated content, which is the other half of that I've been getting into because of the Amazon influencer program. It's almost like a gateway into UGC.
Okay. So what's the benefit of you doing the master classes?
I mean, I get course sales and stuff, build a community, same thing, kind of have a network of individuals. I learn stuff from my students as well every single day. So we have a tight knit group where, I'm actually even making videos for some people, and we're just kind of growing this incredible opportunity. It's a cash cow moment in a sense.
That's cool. So you're basically, so you're just doing it to develop community around it. That's pretty awesome. Mm-hmm. Now, how long have you been doing like master classes for it?
So the influencer program, I started that just over a year ago now. So May 2023 is when I first started making review videos. Obviously I couldn't teach until I was successful with it. So I was able to build it to 5 figures a month with just review income, which is insane to me. But now that I was like, wow, this is really easy. There's not a huge gateway into this. This is something that I can successfully show other people. Yeah, I can easily say that what I thought was going to be a side hustle that ended up turning into my full-time income, it's changed my life. And I know if it changes mine, I can change all these other people's lives as well with it.
So when you do this, Is there any like AI yet that's like helping you discover
it's funny
products?
you said that. So when I first started, and our first account actually got shut down for this, and we were able to build it for 5 figures a month, but I did nothing. So I was outsourced. So I had my employees making videos, and then I AI manipulated my voice to have a copy of my voice through AI, which is 11 Labs, and pretty much my VAs overseas would type in the scripts. It would produce out a soundtrack of my voice, put it over the video, post on Instagram, or not Instagram, Amazon. We had up to 4,000 videos. We were doing insane until, don't try to outsmart Amazon. That's what I like to say. They caught on, and we kind of had to restart.
That's what I was wondering that, because that's kind of where my brain went. I was like, okay, so you do this. If you could do exactly what you're thinking is what I was thinking. I was like, okay,
it worked for a little bit.
Yeah, until they catch you.
Yeah, well, because people exploit it, and like I say, review everything and anything. But people were going to Walmart or Home Depot in the outdoor section, showing the counters and the tile floors. People aren't stupid. Amazon's not stupid.
Yeah,
they report your account, you're gonna get down, and that's when the rules started getting a little bit tighter.
Have you heard of the technology that Amazon is developing for AI? So virtually you could be on Amazon Prime watching a movie or a show, and the intelligence of the AI will be able to basically you'll be able to pause it, and everything in frame you'll be able to like basically click on it,
shop on it.
Yeah, and
that's
shop
insane.
on it. Have you heard about that?
No, I haven't.
So I was gonna say I just heard about that recently, and like I mean AI is gonna be crazy. AI is gonna be crazy. But when I heard that and like hearing you talk, I feel like that might be something.
That's very well. The one thing you can do with the influencer program is like a lot of like the female influencers post their outfits and then tag it all. So that's something similar. But just being able to stop a movie like that is insane.
Yeah, it's wild. I don't know when they're rolling it out. I just heard that they're developing that like software. I mean, AI is going to be the next 2 to 5 years. I mean, AI, in my opinion, is not so much like social media took the world by storm back in whatever year, 2007 or somewhere around that era. And then the internet took the world by storm more like 1999, 2000. And I think AI is going to be more similar to how the internet, like that complexity and that big of a like technology. And I think it's going to be even bigger than like how the internet was.
Interesting.
What do you think?
I think it has potential. I think it's, good and bad. I think it's going to change a lot of things, but I'm open to it because, with new stuff, there's new opportunities. And that's something I'm always looking for, is a new opportunity. Like the influencer program, that's something I found a year ago and I've ran with it. So new things are going to come, and you just have to wait and find out.
Yeah. I'm excited to see what AI is going to do, because it's very exciting and it's going to be interesting. I feel like whatever AI does in the next 2 to 5 years is going to fuel whatever's next after, like, because there's always something next. So there's going to be something. There's something after there's something after radio. There's something after television. There's something after movies and streaming and social media. Now, next, I think my opinion is like it's going to be like VR, metaverse, and then NFTs, things like that are going to come back, where because there's going to be a lot of like deep fake like videos, kind of like even like how you're just talking about what you're doing with your voice. So video is just a bunch of photos that create the video. So we already see what AI can do with photo. So AI is just going to do that same thing with video, causing all these deep fake videos that no one knows.
Terrifying.
I know no one's going to know it's real, but that's where NFTs, non-fungible tokens, is going to come back into play, where you'll be able to see the origin and the ownership of videos and photos to kind of help distinguish between the deepfakes.
It's so sad that you have to put all that work just to see if you actually made the video.
Yeah, it's crazy. So there's going to be so many different things, I feel like, in the next like 2 to 5 years with social media, AI, blockchain, everything like that, all that technology. I feel like I can't even really imagine where it's going to go, but it's going to be crazy.
Yeah, you just got to pick out the good parts of it.
Yeah,
some of it's going to be very helpful, especially with AI.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I mean, my script writing, for example, for the influencer program, all these products, like I don't really know much about this pot, but I can, type in, like I put the UPC or whatever, and it's going to print out, hey, this is made out of ceramic, this is polyester. Like it's going to give me all these different like stuff that I can talk about easier.
Yeah.
So it helps a lot.
Is ChatGPT your go-to or?
Yeah.
Yeah. ChatGPT is crazy.
I pay for it's like $20 a month, but I can use all the different, like, I don't know, like bots within it.
Yeah, exactly.
Specific. Like there's one that writes contracts that I use a lot, one that's specifically for scripts. So it's really helpful.
Yeah. The technology is crazy. And it's crazy to think that it's only been around for like a year or two. Yeah. Like it's actually kind of wild. And I feel like there's no going back now. Once it's out there,
it's out there.
Yeah. It's never going back. I guess the saying is like, you can't put the genie back in the bottle. And that's definitely how it's going to be, the AI. But to get back more towards what you do, Matt. So you said, I think at the beginning, you said you have like 5 different things going right now. So, yeah. And I think before this, you mentioned about like, you just purchased a cleaning company.
Yeah. So I have a residential cleaning company as well. It's job servicing. Pretty much I hire, freelancers in a sense, cleaners that are on 1099s. I assign them the leads. We split the cost of the lead pretty much. So he gets, if it's a $400 clean, I get 200, they get 200. It's fun. It's definitely hard. I'm not a fan as much as working with consumers. I'd rather work with other businesses. It's a lot less stress, but that's something that's kind of new, and I've been able to build it up a little bit, but nothing to brag about.
Okay. How are you getting leads?
So there's a few ways. So Google, I do local service ads, and then Thumbtack is another one. But, I'm building on my website. It's just good to have like an online presence, running Google ads. I would say Google's the vast majority. Yeah. It's such a powerful search engine that pretty much they're putting, my name right at the top. Yeah, I have to pay per lead. It's a little pricey, but in the end, it's getting you above the people, especially as a newer company.
Yeah. So you said you purchased it. Did you change the model when you purchased it?
No, not really. It was more of just I wanted the name. It's still City Shine.
Oh, okay,
I think
cool.
It's a great name. It's a little flashy. Fits Pittsburgh. So I was like, that's what I want. I went for it.
Sweet. So did someone just like own the name, or were they actually?
Much, yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. I actually don't. I'm not going to say the name of it because we might develop a brand of something that I can't believe someone hasn't taken. So I'm not going to say the name just so no one steals it, but something similar to what you did,
Fair
how
enough.
You bought that. So do you think that, I'll ask you because I haven't really asked anyone yet. So you think there'd be a market for, so what we do is so our company is Omni Marketing and Design, and we specialize in like social media, and we do like professional videography and photography, but we also do web design. We have people on our team that specialize in that, in web development. We also have a graphic designer, and we wanted to develop an entire brand around a concept and then sell that. So you think that's something that would be like valuable to someone?
Yeah, I definitely it's gonna be higher ticket. I'd say you gotta definitely target people that are already have a somewhat of a presence, because if you're targeting new people, they're obviously going to go for like the cheap overseas people.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to target people that are already making money and understand the value of kind of bringing it in-house or bringing a more professional team rather than just like a rookie freelancer.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
I definitely think there's a market for it. You just got to target the right people.
Yeah, for sure. So the cleaning company, Amazon, what else are you doing?
So the one thing I'm really showing people is you can have 4 streams of income in 30 seconds. So coming back to this pot video. So the influencer program, UGC, this is my main thing. This is what I teach. This is what I preach. I think it's the most incredible opportunity I've ever seen in my life. So for example, this pot, let's say it's made by, Ashley Furniture or something. So I contact Ashley Furniture, be like, hey, if you give me $50, I'll make a product review video, UGC video about your product, and then post it online to get you more exposure. They say, okay, sounds great. Then I take that video, I send it to them, made $50, right? Then I post it on Amazon, and I'm getting reoccurring commissions for that same video. So we're up to 2 income streams. The third income stream is I can post it on my social media with my Amazon affiliate link to bring in commissions off my views. So that's the third one. The fourth one is they're sending me this product for free. So if they're making a UGC video, usually they'll send you the product for free, which then you can sell on eBay. So you're getting paid to make the video, you're getting paid while you're sleeping for the commissions in the back end, you're getting paid for posting it, and then you're getting paid to reselling it with one video. So I have 5,000 videos. It's very scalable.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you do your videos on your phone, or do you have equipment?
You don't need anything fancy. That's the best part about UGC. And this is why, UGC is really good for anybody. It's the whole, famous people marketing is dying out. No one wants to pay Kim K $1 million for an Instagram post. Yep. That's her actual rate. No one, like a brand's not going to reach out to Kim Kardashian, say, hey, $1 million, post my product. Yeah, they're going to get a lot of exposure from it, but people are waking up. People are saying, all right, she's only posting that for money. She's not genuine. So the reason why UGC is taking over is because people see people like me, people like you, real consumers. They're going to value our opinion a lot more than they are someone just, essentially posting it for the clout.
Yeah.
So that's why brands are coming around recognizing, hey, these people are not only more authentic, they can convert more, but I only have to pay them a fraction of the price. Now, Kim K's $1 million for an Instagram post is insane. You pay me $200 for an Instagram post. Now it's still, it's a good amount of money for a little work, but that brand is thinking, yeah, it's less exposure, but it's such a little bit of the price than what it would be for if they paid, her $1 million.
Yeah.
So it's insane. I think UGC is definitely the future. Influencer marketing is a little bit dying, and the natural connections are way more genuine.
Yeah. I was just reading something the other day, right along the lines of what you're saying, how brands are noticing that shifting to micro influencers
Yes.
is actually way more powerful for their brand, because not only, like you said, Kim K is $1 million, your rate's 200.
Mm-hmm.
What's 1 million divided by 200?
Exactly.
It's a lot. It's a lot of accounts.
Don't make me do that math.
Yeah, I was say I don't know. I'm not gonna do the math either. Maybe 50,000. Is that it? What is it, Brad? He's calculating over there. Shout out to Brad, the cameraman, baby. 5,000. So 5,000. Okay, and you have, how many followers do you have?
6,000.
6,000. All right, and you said 5,000 over there. So that would be, what's that? 5,000 times. Yeah. So 30,000. An audience of 30,000 people they could reach for the same price.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be way more targeted on who they're reaching, because like 1 million, like I don't know how many followers Kim K has, probably over 100 million.
Yeah,
but
insane.
like how target, you know what I mean? It's so much more niche for someone like you to post it rather than her.
It's also just more engaging on social media like TikTok, because you can do things like unboxing videos. They like to see, kind of a lot of females especially like to see other women their age. They're not looking to look up to Kim K as much as just people in their own social network. They can say, oh, that looks really good on her. I bet it's more relatable for the consumer.
Yeah.
That can look good on me as well. And that's why brands like it a lot more, because it's more relatable.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like a lot of the bigger people, 30 million. Whoa, the math was off. 30 million. So I thought it was a little, yeah. So I said 30,000. They could reach 30 million people for that same price, but a way more targeted, way more relatable figure, influencer, micro influencer, showing that to their audience. So that's like very powerful.
And not a lot of people are doing, especially the micro influencers. You see a lot. There's a lot of like, young girls doing it, which is great. But especially for someone like you, someone like me, our parents, it's a lot more niche. Like there's a couple I know that, they're around 60s. They're on Fiverr just putting their gig on there saying, hey, I'll make UGC videos for you. They're making 6 figures a year just because they're so sought after, because so many people in their niche, their category, are not really doing it.
Yeah. And then on the flip end too, I feel like the Kim K's, the Logan Pauls, they're becoming more entrepreneurial, where they're just, instead of promoting other people's brands, they're just creating brands, and they already have the platform. So it's like Logan Paul makes Prime. It's instantly well over $1 million company.
It's all
you know
about
what I
marketing
mean?
in that sense. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And like, I don't know if you try Prime, but
I haven't, no.
I was going to say, I don't think it's really anything to write home about based on what I've been seeing
But it's
people
Logan
say.
Paul's.
But yeah, exactly. But it's Logan Paul's. It's trendy. So people are buying it. He's making crazy money.
Oh, it's insane.
It's insane. Really crazy. But so I have a hypothetical question for you.
Shoot.
So a lot of what you're doing is tied up with Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
What would you do today if Amazon cut their program and basically virtually what you're doing now with Amazon you couldn't do anymore? I'm not saying it's going to happen, but just curious to see
It's always
where
good
your
to
mind
think
will go.
about. One, UGC will never go away. So that is not the one thing that's nice about it. It's not a platform-based business. I'm not held to Amazon, Fiverr, whatever it is. There are always brands looking at. So if I have to fall back, I can always fall back on UGC. If that happens, one, your rates are going to go up because even less people are going to do it now.
Yeah.
But I don't see that as an issue. The influencer program, for example, has been out since 2013. They have put more money into advertising this thing in the last year than they have since 2013. So, I mean, knock on wood, it's not going anywhere. So I think people are worried that it's going to be saturated too. More people are coming in because the barrier to entry is low. And that's why I'm teaching people how to do it, because it's actually achievable without, quitting your job. You can do it in your off time on the weekends. The nice thing about it is even the little bit of, effort you put in, you're going to get a little bit back. Obviously you put more effort in, a little bit more back.
Yeah.
So I don't think Amazon, that program is going to go away, but if it did, UGC will always be there. Social media will be there, to other different ways to advertise products. Because that's a skill that when it comes to like marketing, you're doing the UGC, doing these videos, that never goes away.
Yeah.
Because once you're learning, kind of going through, all right, this is how I make a script, this is how I do make a hook, there's always going to be the next thing. Musical.ly went away, TikTok came. TikTok might go away, something else is going to come. So that opportunity is never going to die.
Fun fact. Did you know, so you said Musical.ly went away, TikTok came.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know Musical.ly is TikTok? They purchased it.
Okay, yeah. So they just rebranded, but that platform still went away.
No, yeah, I was just wondering, it was like a fun fact kind of thing.
I know that.
But, so TikTok, what's your following like on TikTok?
Barely. I don't really focus on TikTok. TikTok Shop, I think, is an incredible opportunity. I think it's, I know people that are making a ton of money off it. It's something I'm slowly getting into, but it just takes a little bit more time.
Do you think it'll get banned?
If it does, I think it's just going to adapt. I don't think it's going to get banned. I think it's going to adapt, if anything.
You think Elon's going to bring Vine back?
No, that would be something. I don't know if it would work as well. I think it's one of those cases of nostalgia when you had an experience that was so good, but you do it again a second time and it's not as good.
Yeah.
So I think, if it did come back, people are going to be let down in a sense. It's like, hey, this isn't the same nostalgic, love that I used to have for it. So personally, I don't think it.
So here's my hot take on the record. I think TikTok will get banned. I think Vine will come back. And I think Vine will be one of the leaders. So we'll see. We'll see if Elon proves me right. Or proves me wrong, probably.
That too.
It'll be interesting though.
So many people like Meta is trying to compete with TikTok, because TikTok Shop is, they're competing with Amazon, and kind of Instagram Meta, they're falling back. So now Meta is bringing into like being able to shop on Instagram. They're trying to copy a TikTok Shop almost. And I think that is just another, in the future, I'm excited for the, the UGC creators in the community, the influencers, the Amazon people, that this is going to be another income stream through, through Instagram now.
So do you save all the videos that you put out on like Instagram? Do you save all those?
Yeah, they're on a Google Drive. It's like 4 terabytes. So it's like, I'm just filled up.
How many videos do you think you have?
I have 5,000 influencer videos, UGC videos, probably a couple hundred.
Brad, pull your calculator out. Do 5,000 divided by 4. All right. So I challenge you to take all the content that you've already put on Instagram, put it on TikTok, post 3 times a day, and see how much you grow. Because I actually think that you have, even though like TikTok ban aside, take the TikTok, like don't even worry about that. I bet your account will grow faster on TikTok than on Instagram.
Well, what people are doing with that exact same strategy, they're doing that on YouTube. So the
YouTube shorts are awesome.
Yeah, they're just making the YouTube shorts, and they're just keep posting and posting and posting, because one thing with YouTube, it's like once you get the monetization, that's a whole nother income stream by itself. But yeah, that's something I want to do, is start posting them just on YouTube.
Yeah, I would definitely say YouTube's awesome.
YouTube's not going away either.
Yeah, YouTube will always be there. Like even if like 10 years from now, let's say like Instagram is irrelevant, and like TikTok got banned, and it's just like over in China or India or wherever it's at. I think India actually banned TikTok. There's like other social media out there that.
Yeah, because my VAs can't post the videos because they're in India.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
yeah. So I was going to say in 10 years from now, I would say YouTube is definitely still going to be there, even if all the other ones die off and other people emerge. Because people are watching YouTube. Like, I think YouTube has taken the place pretty much of like TV. Like, I don't know if you know this. Most people, I would say most people actually view YouTube videos on their television rather than on the phone. I just found that out the other day.
The Rokus and the Fire Sticks and stuff make that possible.
Yeah, exactly.
I've never actually I was on a YouTube kid, so I never really got into YouTube. But
I was like,
some people that are.
I was going to say, I like kind of was, but kind of wasn't. Like when I was like, I remember I literally put a YouTube video out there when I was like 12. Me and my friend did like a skit on like this like $70 handheld. Like it's still out there. I'm not going to say the name of it because it's super embarrassing. We were like, I don't know. Anyway, I wanted to be a YouTube star when I was like 12, but it's kind of funny because like, if I did actually like post all those years, I probably would be low key. I probably would be like a YouTube star by now because kind of like talking back to what you were saying about as much effort as you put into it is what you'll get out of it. For a long time, we're now seeing content being really good and really creative, but for a long time, all it really took was to be consistent. And like, you still had to be good, but like now the scale and the standard, I feel like, is so much higher for good content.
I actually disagree. I think the one thing about content is everyone was pushing quality, that everyone can buy a camera. Everyone has like decent, pop-ups on their screen, that it's turned to a fact that it's not about quality as much as creativity. So all my stuff I film on my camera or on my phone camera. So I'm not using a crazy DSLR or anything. I'm just using my phone camera and taking content from there, because I think people think I need to have a fancy camera, I need to have a whole setup, a studio to make quality content. When, especially on social media, it's not about quality content. It's just about being a little bit creative, being a little original, making people laugh, stand out, maybe say something controversial, rather than it would be having, a really nice setup.
Yeah. I'm going to reframe the way. So my definition of quality, I should have said this. So I equate quality to value. So I wasn't necessarily talking about like the setup per se.
Gotcha.
But more so just like the actual value that you're bringing to the table, if that makes sense. So like, I agree with you. Like we tell like clients and people that are looking to get into like social media, whatever, like we're like, if you have a cell phone, like,
and that's the intimidation factor. That's why people aren't doing it, because they think they need all that equipment.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't.
No, but yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, if you go in your For You, or if you're on TikTok For You, if you're on Instagram, just like Reels in general, if you scroll through, I was just going through with Amanda the other day. I was like, we scrolled for like, I don't know, a few minutes, and I'm like, how many people do we see that were famous? How many people did we see that had a high quality video? And then basically the answer was like 0. So it's like anyone can do it, but you have to do it consistently. You have to do it. You have to do quality as in value. You have to bring some type of value, whether it's informative, just pure entertainment. Yeah, exactly. It could be, the 3 pillars I usually say is informative, entertainment, or I'm drawing a blank. What's the other pillar, Amanda? Oh, teaching. So informative, teaching, or entertainment, I feel like are like the 3 kind of like pillars. If you break down any good piece of content, usually they probably do one of those 3 things, or maybe all 3 or 2 of the 3 or whatever. Yeah. But
I just think people can sniff out authenticity.
Oh, for sure.
Sense. Like they know who's there just to sell them a course. They know who actually knows something. And that's one thing I've noticed, because like I bought plenty of courses. I've spent more money than I'd like to admit on education, which is fine. Like I wouldn't be here where I am if I didn't buy those bad courses, good courses, whatever it is. But, I think people can sniff out who's actually authentic, who knows something, and who's doing what they're preaching rather than just posting about it.
Yeah. I think investing in yourself, investing in your own knowledge is one of the most overlooked things.
Pay $30,000 for tuition a semester. Why wouldn't you pay $1,500 or $500 for, a course?
Exactly. So on that topic, you went to Pitt.
Yes.
You dropped out after 2 years. What'd your college journey look like, and what were you going for?
Beer. I was going for actually to be a dentist. So I just kind of had that thing since I was in first grade. I just like the dentist. I like teeth. I think it's the first thing I notice about a person when I meet them is their teeth, their hygiene in there. So it's something I liked. Went to school, did not like the tests, wasn't very good at it, had some help from some local girls that were able to take my test for me, but I was not able to do good in schooling. So it got to the point, my first year, it was the COVID year, kind of just got through it. Second year came, I pivoted more towards marketing and whatnot, but I was also, this is when I started taking my own businesses a little more seriously, my e-commerce businesses. So it was to the point that I was half-assing both, right? So I was not doing good in school, not doing good in my business. I have to commit to one. So, I talked, with friends, family, my counselors, and being like, I don't know what to do, but in the back, I really knew what I wanted to do. And it just took a moment in my life that, hey, if I'm going to do it, you have to go all in and do it. Put your back against the wall, because that's when, burn the ships in a sense. You have to go all in, or you're not going to get where you want to be. So that's where I am now. My back is still against the wall in a sense. So, and that's the only way it's going to, move me forward. I don't like being comfortable. I don't think it's good to be comfortable. So I'm put myself in a state of max uncomfortableness, and that's what really projected me to go to the next step in life.
So what were you like in like high school, middle school? Were you a good student? Like, did you get in trouble?
No, I mean, I met all my principals, so we can say that. But, I was good at school. I'm not a dumb kid in a sense. I was able to pass my test. I mean, high school is fairly easy.
Yeah.
Was in sports a little, but I wouldn't say was inspired to be if you told me this is what I was going to be doing today 6 years ago, I would say you're crazy.
Yeah.
So it was nothing like that. I would say I was no more than average.
Gotcha.
In a sense, when it came to like high school and that, I was still out. I was having fun every weekend. And I still do have fun on the weekends and stuff like that. But no, I was no different than anybody else.
Yeah. I feel like I'm very similar. I feel like I was just like average. Like I could have definitely applied myself way more, but I didn't see really like the purpose of it.
It's hard when you don't have a vision.
Yeah.
Because it's in high school. It's like, why am I learning about this?
Exactly.
I can tell you. I mean, some stuff's useful, but A squared, B squared, C squared. I kind of tell you last time you that.
Yeah.
So
the best advice I ever got, Mr. Lamb, New Brighton High School. For anyone who's watching, who knows Mr. Lamb. It was the end of my junior year, and I was in honors calculus, and everyone was signing up for next year for AP Calc, and I was like, should I take AP Calc or should I take stats? And some of my friends were like, you should do AP Calc, like it looks good, like. And then my teacher, Mr. Lamb, came by, and he was like, Matt, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I was like, well, I want to own my own business. And he looked at me. He's like, then why would you take AP Calc? I was like, thank you. I'm going to take statistics. And honestly, it was such a good decision because I watched all my friends that did AP Calc, AP Lit, AP this and that. And like no knock to them. Like, it's good that they were challenging themselves, but like they were all stressed. Like they hated all their classes. Like they hated school. They hated everything about it, which I hated school anyway, but it just made their lives so much like worse over that like 9 month period of like their senior year. So super thankful for you, Mr. Lamb, if you ever watch this.
It's tough in a sense there because it's like, especially when you don't know what you want to do. And even me, I'm not really a believer on like having a career in a sense. So for me, it's like I want to be staggered out multiple, businesses, which I am right now. We have 5 now, but it's nice because if one thing goes bad, you have 4 other things to rely on. I mean, it's like, what is it? The average millionaire has like 10 different streams of income or something like that.
7, yeah.
Yeah, 7. So I'm definitely a believer in multiple streams of income, not really picking a career path because one, so many different things inspire me in a sense. I just love the whole entrepreneurship, kind of the agenda there. But it's nice if one's failing. I've had multiple fails, but I've always had something to pick me back up.
Yeah. What's your goal?
That's a great question. So my goal is to, one, live above my means. I think it would be really cool to be kind of a known name in a sense when it comes to the entrepreneurship, especially for the younger people online. I think my goal, social media, would be huge. Just being recognized in a sense of this is someone that actually makes a difference, helps people and knows what he's talking about. It would be cool. I think every business that I do is something, I have a couple criterias. One, I have to be able to do it anywhere in the world. One, it has to be able to make me money without me doing it. So, and then the other one is, I guess between that is something that I can eventually outsource to autopilot. Even if it has less kind of income, it's something that I can, as long as I don't have to put actual time into it, like for the cleaning company, for example, that's something I'm not actually cleaning. That's something that eventually, with my receptionist now that I just hired, I'm not taking calls anymore. It's eventually going to be able to autopilot. And that's why I took that business model. And more is going to come like that, but those are the criteria that I'm looking for. And those are the things that I'm teaching because just like that, other people, especially older people, moms, dads, whatever it is, younger people as well, they're in jobs. They can't afford, especially with a family, to leave their job and just take a risk like that, which is the advantage I had being, 18, 19 when I started. I had nothing to lose. So those people can't really, take that risk, dump everything to just try out something that a random kid like me is teaching on the internet. So it's nice when I'm teaching these business models that, hey, they can still do this and be comfortable in that sense while taking a risk on themselves. So they're not sacrificing their income for their family. The only thing they're sacrificing is their free time. And with that free time, they can use to develop an actual skill that hopefully, with a little bit of skill, a little bit of luck, it can overtake your 9 to 5 in that sense.
Yeah. If I offered you $15 million, would you stop doing what you're doing?
I had to stop.
If I said, I'll give you $15 million if you stop doing what you're doing.
Could I use that $15 million to do something else?
No, you couldn't do business.
No, $15 million, no chance.
Yeah. You're too young for that.
Yeah.
By the time you're 60, bro, $15 million is going to be like
Yeah, if I could
15,000.
invest it anyway,
The way the
I was gonna
inflation's
say,
going.
they just had to sit there.
Yeah, you could. Okay, well, let's say you could invest in like stocks and stuff.
Yeah, I probably would.
Are you
I
involved
feel
with the
like I
stock
would-
market?
No, but
No.
I have friends that are very big into that, so I'd just give them.
I'm not
that
gonna lie. I'm
money.
actually a little surprised you're not into the stock market.
It's something I tried. It's a time thing. The
Oh, yeah,
one
it's
thing
definitely
with
time
stocks
consuming.
is you have to learn a lot. There's a lot of learning in the front end, and I just don't have the time. I think it's cool. I think it's awesome for the people that do it. I have nothing against it. Now the whole Robin Hood thing, that's the thing in itself, but it can be manipulated. But it's just not something I'm passionate about. I tried real estate as well. I bought a home, flipped it, renovated it. I was going to rent it out. It just wasn't something I was passionate about. I think
Yep.
e-commerce is something that it was way more passionate for me. So I'm always down to try it. Like I tried so many different things. I've tried so many businesses, failed so many businesses, to brought me here today. So definitely open to it. It's just not something I was passionate about.
So, do you have any stance on like crypto since you do like e-commerce?
Yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's powerful. I'm definitely a fan of Bitcoin. Now, I don't really own much of it, maybe a few $1,000s, but I think it is going to have a big future. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I think it's a lot safer than money in a sense. I like the whole fact of not giving the money to the banks to use, having it in crypto. I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
The only bad thing I'll say about crypto is the kind of the security aspect around it. It's like it's really easy to get scammed now. It's your own money. It's your own fault if you get scammed. But scams are a lot easier with crypto.
Can you imagine? Do you have grandparents?
Yeah.
Can you imagine your grandparents with it?
It's gonna take advantage of a lot of the older people.
Yeah.
So I think it's cool. I think this time, like when I'm those people's age, it's going to be very predominant. And because people, when they're younger, if they're born into it, it's kind of like, learning the English language.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if you kind of have it when you're younger, it's normal, then it would be powerful, but it's hard to transition currencies.
Yeah,
So,
it's very hard. And that's something where kind of we talked about AI earlier, and I strongly believe AI is going to just really propel forward and very quickly. Crypto, I think at some point, like you said, it's going to be the predominant currency, but I don't know the timeline. Like I can't, I feel like I couldn't make a good guess on it.
No,
Kind of like
your
what you're saying,
guesses.
because it's very hard to change a currency, especially for the masses. But I think it'll be more gradual, like you were saying, and maybe by the time we're our grandparents' age,
And
where it's
scary.
predominant. Yeah.
I think it's scary. The one thing about that, it fluctuates. Now the US dollar fluctuates this way, but at least
Yeah.
Bitcoin fluctuates up and down.
Yeah.
But I think that's a lot scary for a lot of the more conservative older generation, is they're putting money in something that they don't know what it's going to be tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I think that's intimidating for them.
And anyone could create
Exactly.
a cryptocurrency, I guess, could be looked at as powerful, because then the establishment isn't the one that's controlling what's being printed and stuff like that. But then also money in general is just an illusion anyway, because it's just based on what we feel it's valued at. So I guess crypto is basically the same way.
Well,
Because
that's
if
why
everyone decided that Bitcoin wasn't worth anything anymore, then it's not worth anything anymore.
Exactly. And that's why I try to keep as much money as I can in some type of asset. You know what I mean? Because having it in the bank doesn't do anything. Even if you're investing, it's good to have it in something, a home, a car, whatever it is. It's just good to have your money in a physical form.
Yeah, I agree. So, do you have a girlfriend?
I do, yeah.
Nice. How long you guys been together?
Around a year and a half, yeah.
That's cool. Did you guys go to high school together? Or?
No, we didn't, but we met through, in college and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
But I think it's definitely helped me a lot. It can go one or two ways. So, girlfriends bring you down, girlfriends will bring you up. I think, especially for people in my situation, it's definitely hit or miss. Don't feel afraid to leave it.
Yeah.
If it's holding you back. You have to have, and she's super respectful about it as well. So the thing is, I think it's really important is you have to have priorities, especially for the woman. If she respects, hey, this is not more important than me in a sense, but kind of, higher priority in this moment. You have to understand that, because down the line, if you want me essentially providing in one sense, you have to give me this time now to be able to do that.
What if she came to you today and was like, hey, you know what? I really want you to just take a 9 to 5.
I've been in a similar, not exact, not throwing any shade, but I've been in a situation that I was kind of like a me or this, and I would leave.
Yeah.
I think nothing is more important than me than this is my number one priority. Now, no shame, that's very close in a sense, but for the future, for me, myself, I would never pick anything over that.
What'd she do?
She's in school for supply chain right now.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Dude, supply chain was tough. And when I went to Penn State Beaver for my last two, CCBC my first two, and I felt like supply chain for some reason was like a little bit tricky. Not gonna lie.
It's nice because with my history with Amazon, I also have a 3PL business, third party logistics, where we help store product, figure out the logistics in that sense. I look at the test sometimes like, oh, I know freight outbound, I can answer the keyword terms and stuff that I just kind of familiarize myself for free over the past couple of years.
So is she gonna work for you or what?
No, I don't think. I think one of my things with business, I would never hire my family. I never hire my friends. I don't like mixing that. When I'm with especially like your wife, for an sense, which is cool. Like if your wife works under you when it comes to maybe like a receptionist or something, I think it's fine. But there's a point that when you're with your wife, in a sense, do you want to be talking about your work or your personal life? So I think it's really good to separate that so you don't necessarily have that in common.
So I'm gonna give you a flip side of it, because me and Amanda co-own ours together. And when you said, would we prefer to talk about work life or personal life? I feel like we talk about like work so much and like even like outside of work. But I feel like my hobby, people ask me what are my interests and hobbies outside of this. I love this so much, like what I do, that's basically all I consume even when I'm not doing it. So like, I think what we have is like, and I'm not disagreeing with you, but what we have is like a special, what we have is like a special thing where we both have very lofty goals together, which is cool. And like, I'm not like bragging on a relationship, and not like everyone has that. Rare, though. Yeah, it's super rare, but I definitely got lucky with Amanda.
Shout out Amanda.
Yeah, shout out to ACOT. I don't know where she went. So I call her ACOT. So ACOT's her nickname because before she became Shoot, my last name, her last name was Cottage. And her name's Amanda, so ACOT. I don't know, just a cool name.
It clicked.
Yeah, it clicked. It definitely clicked. All right, so I got a crazy question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
When you're in the shower, do you look straight, up, or down for the majority of it?
Straight.
Straight?
I'm thinking about business when I'm in the shower. I'm always thinking about how am I making money here? What do I have to do if this happens? Yeah. I'm always thinking about it. I'm obsessed with it.
So when you're cleaning it off, you're looking straight.
Maybe I am
all
looking.
Business.
Maybe I am looking up.
Yeah,
it's kind of like dazing
looking
off.
Up. Yeah, so I was gonna say
I'm on autopilot.
Yeah, autopilot. That next time you're in the shower, you're gonna think of this, and then you're gonna realize where you look. Because one day I
don't think I want to be thinking about you when I'm in the shower.
It's gonna happen though. I came to this realization one day. I was taking a shower, and I was in there for a while because I think in the shower, and my neck hurts. I've been looking down for so long. And I was like, holy crap. Do I always look down? And then I gradually realized, wow, my neutral position in the shower is to look down. And then I asked people like Brad, and I asked people like Amanda, and Amanda looks up. She's crazy. Brad, I can't remember where Brad looks. He looks straight. I look down. You look up. Everyone has a different position. It's kind of crazy. It's just like a random question I like to ask people.
Yeah, no, I hope I didn't disappoint.
I mean, you look the same way as Amanda does, so I guess probably a pretty cool person based on that. One of the big parts of this podcast is just building, like we talked about before this, trying to build a community of young people, not so that we tell people this is what you have to do, but present different options of like, this is what we're doing, this is what works for us, and maybe it'll work for you. Kind of like what you do with your master classes, and like how you said, it's not to like hard sell anyone on anything. You're literally just trying to develop a community and help people. So that's in a sense basically what I'm trying to do too. So with all that said, and everything that we talked about today, this is a question I've been hitting people with at the end of the podcast. If someone just tuned in now, or if there's one thing that they could take out of this to get 1% better today, just 1% better, what would you encourage them to do?
1% better. Surround yourself with the right people. I think a big pivotal part was last August, right? I took a chance on myself, and there was a trade show out in Las Vegas. It's ASD. I'm going this year again, but I went by myself. I never really traveled by myself. I bought my own plane ticket, flew out to Las Vegas to this trade show, because there was other people in my similar kind of space that were going out there. I didn't know anyone. There was a networking event, right? So I went by myself. I ended up meeting these group of guys that I can now, call probably some of my best friends. And we're going out again this year. And a lot of the stuff I do, like especially the cleaning company, for example, I never would have known that if I didn't talk to those people. So having yourself around like-minded people or someone that's kind of doing their own thing as well, it's really game-changing. Being around people that kind of have similar values or also in a similar like success state or growing with you. I think that's a huge pivotal that'll help you get 1% better every single day if you're talking to these.
I second that. I think surrounding yourself with people that have goals, aspirations, or positive is pivotal. Well, I can't say it, pivotal in like an individual success, because like if you're just surrounded by negativity, surrounded by people that are tearing you down or they have no goals, it's like a proven psychological thing. Usually you either go up to or come down to the people around you.
Everyone has their own value too. Like in the group, there's like some of us have more time, some of us has more money. And that's the nice part, that's like you kind of can balance each other out, and everyone, has their own value to give someone else. And I think that's a really big part about a community.
Yeah, I 100% agree. But thank you so much for being here today, Matt.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
I appreciate you coming out. You have a great name. Great teeth, even though you didn't end up being a dentist. But thank you so much for giving your time, because as an entrepreneur, time is your most valuable asset. So thank you so much for giving your time to be here today. And I wish you the best in all your endeavors. I know you're going to succeed in all that you do. And thanks for watching the Yen podcast with Matt Adler. Last name Adler, Matt Adler. And give me your Instagram handle real quick.
Yeah, so if you have any questions about, this topic, anything, related to it, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram. It's Live for Profit with the number 4. Instagram's my main platform. So yeah, my DMs are open.
Awesome. So make sure you go follow Matt. You hit him up if you're interested in anything that he talked about today. And thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.